I am so excited to chat about music making and using Lego in piano lessons. So, in today's video, I'm going to chat about 4 ways that you can use Lego in music lessons in creative ways. Now, I know you might be wondering, what does Lego have to do with playing the piano? And I would say nothing and everything. So there's quite a few parallels. I love that when we're planning to do something like a kit, we might start slow with Lego. So students will understand the concept of, oh, if you're following the directions, you're going to be using one step at a time. And you got to make sure your foundations are really strong before you start on to the next stage. So students will also understand that sometimes at the piano, we'll be doing things just like building a Lego creation of our own, where we start without a plan and we just take time to stay creative. So I love that. So here are the 4 ideas I had for Lego and music making together. So first of all, I use Lego often as a tool for regulation. And I know that's kind of a word that isn't common to everyone, but it's that calm, regulated state that helps us to learn. So if students come into lessons and they are just not quite ready to learn, clicking Lego bricks together can be a fabulous way to spend time with the student regulating. I sometimes use that as a listening time as well, that we could listen to a piece of music we're going to be learning in the future, or a piece that might inspire some creativity along with our Lego play. The next thing I love doing with Lego is I might use it as note reading, beginnings to note reading. Now, that for that one, I might do something like stepwise direction. So say if we clicked bricks together and we're going do, re, mi, fa, so, and we would click bricks together in a stepwise direction. And I love that students can decide how we want to visualize that. So we might be using bricks of different colors, that we have do, re, mi, or we might set it up so we're using bricks in vertical ways. I'll try to include a couple pictures on the visuals here. So I use it for directional and pitch, and I love that it also gets students thinking of notes going up and notes going down, and so that's great for pre-reading exercises. The next thing I would do would be to use it for something like rhythm visuals. And if you haven't used Lego and rhythm before, you can start big, like a whole note would be getting 16 of these little bricks here, because then you can divide it into 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and it has a visual for students that this, you could call this a quarter note if you have the ones that just have 4, and it can be divided into 4/16 notes. So there's lots of ways to do that. You can search up some graphics for and there's many other places you can find those visuals. So that's another way that I use it. And I also recently used it for a piano party idea. So at our performance class, we got together and the teen class started working on this kit here. And it was just beautiful, calming way. And the younger kids worked on a creative set that they got to make designs of their own using a variety of bricks. And you can just grab bricks from home if you have kids of your own, or source them from thrift stores, or you can buy and expense a kit on the business account. So I loved the fact that students could be working together alongside families. We had some grandparents show up, and we were able to then take turns with playing our instrument in a very casual setting with background noise and just sharing creativity together, which I love. So the other thing I loved about this is tip number 5 is Lego builds versus performance preparation. So it's a great analogy. And in this one, we chatted about when you're getting ready for a performance, you start with direction. what piece do you want to work towards, and that parallels if you are working towards a kit. You might go, I really want to build this kit. Then you come up with a plan. You think, okay, well, what am I going to need to put in? And then as we're building, we're checking for security. Is everything clipped into place right? And when we're doing our music, I would encourage students to check for security. Are there little weak points in your plan or weak points in your practice that we can build stronger from the foundation to create that end goal that you're working towards? And then lastly, add some flair. And I love that as musicians, we get to find our own voice in the music. We get to add ideas of our own when we're working in the score. How are our dynamics sounding? What tempo feels comfortable and reflects the music well? And I love that in Lego too, you might stick completely with the directions, or maybe you go off script a bit. So I love that you can also use it as an analogy in your teaching. So I hope this gave you a few ways that you can use Lego in music lessons. And I love that sharing creativity makes our community even more beautiful.